Hello, this is Megan.
And this is Mark.
Welcome to our 18th video journal of the Avengers Campus construction at Disney California Adventure. Today is February 20th, 2020.
As you can see, we're looking at the structure that has been made on top of the SpiderMan Shell building. Workers are in the process of installing galvanized steel floor grating. The worker is cutting end segments of the grating. The part that the worker cut off is located here. He did this so the grating will be able to fit next to this beam. It is now being put into place. Here's a view of the structure from Pixar Pal-Around. Next, let's look at the sidewall located below the side structure. Notice that the beams that will eventually hold the banners are being painted. This is just like we saw done for other beams on February 8th. This is what they looked like last week, and I'll dissolve the picture back to what they look like today. Alright, now let's focus our attention to this part of the building. The beams that are extending off the side of the building will be used as support beams to hold up this. And if you look closely, under the area that we're looking at appears to be the entrance to the attraction. And it's interesting, the top structure that we saw the grating being installed isn't located on the concept art. However, located in the exact location on the concept art, Spider-Man is hanging on the side of some panels. So it looks like the idea was modified a little bit to make it safer and easier for actors to perform their roles during the show.
Today's February 22nd, 2020.
If we look off to the side of the Avengers Headquarters building, we can see that more concrete forms have been put up to create walls. If we look closely, we can see rebar adjacent to the forms. Next, if we look over at the Pim Test Kitchen building, concrete forms have been put up here to create walls as well. And it looks like they're setting up to put concrete forms over here also. On the D23 model, this area can be recognized. I'll go ahead and highlight them in yellow. The walls will be on either side of the entrance and will serve as the border of the restaurant's patio area. Next, if we look over to the far left of the SpiderMan Shell building, the post for the crane that was up by the antennas has been removed. We'll go down to the ground level to get a better view. Here it is being held up by a crane. This is a picture from last week. Notice that the crane pillar is in its location. And as you can see, today work is being performed at that location. Alright, approximately 4 hours later, the scrim that was being used to cover up the sidewall of the building has been removed. Workers are in the process of taking down the scaffolding. With the scrim taken down, we have a great view of the brick wall. And the scaffolding continues to be removed.
Today's February 29th, 2020.
We're located over by Mission Breakout, and as you can see, the construction wall surrounding the trolley tracks has been removed. And with the construction wall down, we can see the new brickwork that's around the trolley tracks. Notice the trash can closest to us. This is where a light post used to be. And on the light post was a trolley sign. This is what the trolley sign used to look like back in August 2019. It'll be interesting to see if the trolley stop will be taken away altogether, or will it be replaced with an updated post and sign. I guess time will tell. Alright, next we'll go view the wall that's being made off to the side of the headquarters building. As you can see, some of the concrete forms have been taken down. Now we have a view of some of the concrete walls. As you can see from this shot, we have a better view. And if you look closely, you can see a cluster of rebar extending out from this portion of the concrete. Concrete will eventually be added to this location as well. Here's a view of the concrete forms from Pixar Pal-Around. Behind the forms, notice that there's wooden crates. It's possible that inside these crates are Avengers Campus set pieces. Unfortunately, we can't see inside the crates like we were able to with the Millennium Falcon set pieces during the Galaxy's Edge construction. As we see here, it's a lot of fun watching these being lifted and put into the Millennium Falcon show building. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Next, if we look at the platform at the top of the headquarters building where the Quinjet will be placed, we can see an open area where the Quinjet will be attached. Now if we look down, we can see that work has begun on the Mystic Arts Plaza. This is where Doctor Strange will be located. Once it's completed, this is what it'll look like. At this point, we can see that concrete forms are in place. Now, if we look towards the Pimtest Kitchen building, we can see that a new layer of rebar is in place for the border of the patio area. I'll go ahead and highlight this area in yellow on the D23 model. Alright, next if we look at the SpiderMan Shell building, we can see that progress has been made over here as well. We'll go down to the ground level to get a closer view. And it's really cool. At this point, we met up with Fresh Baked. And if you don't know who Fresh Baked is, they have a YouTube channel that also covers the construction. If you haven't been to their channel, we recommend it. They're really great guys, and it always brightens our day meeting up with them. Alright, now looking at the building, we can see that the pillar jib crane has been put back into position, and the jib portion of the crane has been attached. Notice that the concrete trim on top of the brick wall has been taken off. This is what the trim looked like before it was taken off. It'll be interesting to find out if they're going to change the look or if the trim will just be repositioned. Now if we focus our attention to the right of the picture, we can see that slats are starting to be added in this location. And this is what it looks like on the concept art. In part 17, we mentioned that the alphanumeric saying located right here says great responsibility. In the 2002 Spider-Man movie, Uncle Ben tells Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. If you look at the top of the antenna, we can see the other part of this saying. Over here, a worker is attaching an electric conduit to the side of the pillar jib crane. First, the worker is assessing how much of the conduit needs to be added. He's cutting off the amount that's needed. Now he's attaching it to the crane. Next, if we look at another crane located on the other side of the building, we can see that recently conduits have been added over here as well. Also, from this angle, we have a good view of the floor grading that we saw put in place last week. And if you look closely, recently more age detail has been added to the side of the building. And over here, we can see some more. This is what the portion of the building looked like about a month ago. Now I'll dissolve the picture back to what it looks like today. Next, we'll go ahead and peek over the fence a little closer. We can see that stones have been brought in, and I'm not sure where they're going to be placed at this point. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, part of the walkway is being worked on, and in the distance we can see the Web Suppliers building. It is really coming along. As you can see, here's concept art of the building. Notice the area that I highlighted in yellow. It is located here in the concept art. Things are definitely taking shape. Well, that's a taste of things to come.
We can't wait to see what they build next.